Well, that's a difficult question to answer. This is a massive game. So, the core of Mercenaries 1 was the playground of destruction, the ability to destroy everything in the world with tons of different highly explosive devices. So whether it's the airstrikes or tanks or rocket launchers or whatever, we just give you tons of toys to play with. Mercenaries 2 will give you a lot more toys to play with. So now you have boats and motorcycles and more helicopters and jet skis and just all kinds of stuff like that. We also have, on the more subtle side, really fixed the high-level gameplay. So it's kind of like we don't want to call it an RPG, but you have that sense of character progression of becoming much more powerful. Much more powerful through the course of the game. I really think that as people play it, they're going to be drawn in by the big action initially, but ultimately what's going to keep them is this sense of progression and the story and the connection to the villain, which we just didn't have in the first game. Well, yeah, we have two things that we call the contact cycle and the stockpile. In Mercenaries 1, you had the faction relationships, and you would have, if you had a positive relationship with the faction, you would be able to get stuff from them. You'd get the support. If you had to make friends with another faction, you would lose what you lost with the other group. Mercenaries 2, with the stockpile, you can have a positive relationship, you buy things, you put it into your stockpile. If you end up pissing them off later, you still have some of that stuff to go. So it gives you more flexibility to move things around. Then there's the contact cycle, which is how you form these relationships with the different groups. So you'll get a contact information, which is like a business card. Then let's say you have a mission out there that you want to do where you need a certain type of airstrike. You know that this faction can give you that airstrike, and they would lay out these 5 jobs or whatever that you need to do for them to get the positive relationship and to have them supply it with you. So there's much more of a rollout that will always keep you feeling like kind of, Nintendo does a brilliant job of stringing players along. There are actually fewer missions, more jobs to give you that sense of the relationship. The world is about the same size as all of the maps of Mercenaries combined together. Okay. So there's no loads in the new game. It's all just kind of streaming together. Storyline in Mercenaries 2 is much more involved than the last game. One of the things that we really wanted to bring out in this version was the sense of pride, and bring that into the characters of the game. So you actually end up taking your first mission for a guy who will ultimately turn out to be something that is very different than what you expected, giving you that proximity to the bad guys in the game, and also making the conflict very personal. So you take a job for this guy that you think is just small time, you end up initiating the conflict in the area, and then he doesn't pay you. And the money isn't really what it's all about. It's that he's insulted you and humiliated you, and you'll see the other mercenaries, and these guys are laughing at you. And it's as much a job then as it is restoring your pride and your reputation.